Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome Marie-Soleil. She's now joining TWOth Autosport for the 2025 racing season. She will be driving a 2023 Honda Civic TCA in select races this year. I'd like to welcome her to the team, welcome her dad, and all the resources and supporters that come with her. Travis and I have watched her do some karting from Lombardy all the way up, watched her in Micro Cup, Centre Cup. I've even seen her in a modified, which is really cool. I've got to ask her more about that. But her quest to get to the top of not only Canadian motorsports, but just motorsports in general, it fits exactly with what we're trying to do in everything inside TWOth Autosport. From our prototypes that we do to our GT cars, our Porsches, our touring cars, she fits in that realm, and these are some of the areas that she wants to improve upon and get better at her driving and utilize her resources in her marketing abilities, but also her driving to get her to the top. So we're excited to welcome on board and see what we can do this year in 2025.
So I'm very excited to announce that I will be racing with TWOth Autosport this year. It is a huge step for my career, and I'm really excited to see how everything's gonna go. So this season I will be racing with the 2023 Civic, which is really exciting because it's a next step to my career. But I think it's now time to, get into a faster car and get more experience behind the wheel, find some new skills and get my racing craft better with an awesome team, which I'm really excited to work with them. First time we saw each other, you were really welcoming, and that's what I really liked about you, and we have the same values, so I was like, that's definitely a fit. And all the crew, I just think they're really awesome, so I'm really excited to work with you guys.
So part of her development this season at TWOth Autosport is she wants to identify some of those racecraft items that she wants to work on, but also get into different race cars. So yeah, she'll be doing a few races in the TCA Honda with FEL, but she'll also be participating in some of the Miata races at Calabogie, maybe some Miata races abroad. We're also going to get her into a champ car or two, do some of the endurance races, get her working on her racecraft, get her working on situational awareness and racing against numerous cars in one spot. It's important, we find, as a driver to develop yourself in many different aspects and not just one single thing. So if we can get her even into a radical, we will try to get her into a radical and develop there. If we can get her into some of the GT cars, we'll get there. And there's even a potential of something else coming down the pipe that maybe we'll get her into something beefy and brewery and fun and V8-ish, but that's more to come.
All right, so since I'm a little bit new to a Civic and I'm not used to that kind of car, Trevor, can you explain me a little bit more about, the history and like some interesting stuff that I should know through the season? And so, obviously I'm gonna learn, but yeah.
So this is a 2023 Honda Civic Si, same one you see on the dealership floor.
Yeah.
The only difference is this car starts its life at Honda and gets a roll cage put in it. So it's a race car from factory.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a VIN. It doesn't have any serial numbers on it that make it a street car. This is a full-on race car from the start of its life. So this is the TCA spec. This is a homologated car that we get to run in FEL. All of the parts that are on this car are approved to only be run on this car and all of the cars like it, so that we can have a balance of performance between all of the manufacturers that we race against. We race against a Hyundai, we race against a Subaru, and I think we even race against an older Honda the generation prior. Yeah. But this is a four-door sedan that you can buy off the showroom floor, and you can almost build it the same way and actually have a pretty nice little street car as well.
Have you driven it by yourself?
I have. This car actually I drove in 2023.
Okay.
We competed in the first year of TCA in FEL, and this car was quite successful. We were very fortunate to have one of the first ones in Canada. Yeah. We got 4 pole positions in the season on it. I think we got 5 wins or 6 wins in the year, and we were able to take home the championship. So this car is actually a championship winning car.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's more exciting.
It is. Yeah, it's a car that we've used. We definitely use more than just FEL. We take this car and we do endurance racing with it. So we've been down south. We've done the World Racing League circuit with it. We've done quite a few events there. So it's done a lot of like 8-hour, 10-hour races. So as a team, we've put this car through a lot of miles, developing it, developing our systems, trying to figure out the shortcomings of the car to hopefully develop a better car for sprint racing for what you're going to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is like so empty comparing to like the Nissan. Like it must be like very comment on dit léger en anglais? Light? Yeah, it's definitely lighter.
What did a Sentra weigh in at?
24.
Is it
50?
20? Oh, this is heavier than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, it looks like.
This is
Yeah, it
like
looks
2,800 pounds. It's, yeah. Here, slide the seat up.
Alright.
So at least you're somewhat closer to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm still far. Well, not that bad.
No, but if we were to put a seat insert in,
Yeah.
and we can modify a little bit, get you a little bit closer. Here, we'll close the door and all.
What do you think it would be like my main maybe like challenge and like things to work on this season with this kind of car?
So this kind of car, some of the limitations to it based on the series and the rules we have,
Yeah.
the biggest challenge that we have is the braking.
Okay.
Because this is still a street car and it has a booster, power
Yep.
booster on it, your braking technique compared to many other race cars that we have in the shop it requires quite a bit of a touch to it. Because you have so much assist in the braking, it's not about pushing the brake pedal hard.
Yeah.
It's about managing the pedal pressure on it, because the car will still slow down whether you're pushing it lightly or pushing it very heavily. It doesn't really have the same touch.
Okay.
So that's one of the challenges that I find many drivers have with a TCA spec car, at least in the Honda.
Yeah.
Is some of the braking is a challenge, but not impossible.
I'm kind of excited because like I never really analyze my own data, and I feel like with you guys I will definitely like learn just by analyzing that. So I'm really excited about it, and just the dashboard different. A lot of things is different. And
Yeah, the dashboard on this is a Motec, so all of the
Yeah.
data analysis system in this car is all Motec. Our engineering team definitely understand Motec,
Yeah.
and we treat data from a car and a driver perspective very carefully and very seriously. Data is a very important part of what we do, whether we're testing, lapping, or racing.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot to it, and we have 3 or 4 race engineers that are very good at it and analyzing it and helping also from a driver's side, not just from the car side. So these engineers are more than just working on the car; they're also
Yeah.
working on the driver, and they've
sure.
come from an HPD background. They come from a driver coaching background, so they're very knowledgeable on how a race car driver should drive
Yeah.
and some of the shortcomings of what the race car driver is doing inside the car because they have the experience of it.
Yeah, I think that's nice because, you know, when you understand what the car is supposed to do, then if there's something, an issue, I can like, now I'll understand what it does. So I can like explain to him like, oh, I don't like this or what's going on there. So I think it's a plus to understand the car and just not go and just like turn around and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're going to also have a leg up on many people because you have an engineering background now, right?
Yeah.
You're going to school for engineering.
Yes.
So you're going to start to understand some of those things from a theory perspective as well.
For
And you're going to put a lot of the things that you're learning in school, you're going to put it into play here.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of that's going to go on this season that's going to help you as an individual, but also as a driver.
For sure, like this semester right now, I'm like taking some courses and classes, and I'm like doing like links in between like racing and what I'm learning, and I'm like, oh my god, now I understand why I did that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting, and I'm excited to see actually, since now I have more knowledge, how everything will go this season for sure. Yeah. As for the FEL, is it like different from the Nissan? So like the races are like 40 minutes, 45, something like that?
Yeah, the races
And
in
you
FTL.
have 3 races during the weekend or 2?
I
Oh.
think FEL this season is going to be 2 40-minute races, I
Okay.
believe. And they're sprint races, but there's a lot of tracks that we go to where as much as they're sprint races, you still have to manage tires and you have to
Yeah.
manage brakes. So depending on the track, when you go to places like Three Rivers, you got to
Yeah.
manage your brakes, right? When you go to tracks like Calaboga here, you will probably have to manage tires, right? So
Yeah.
a sprint race, yes, you're going to go all out, but there's still a management factor going on in that race and how you run the race.
How many sets of tire are you allowed?
So in FEL, we're only allowed 2 sets of tires, so 8
Okay.
tires for the competition side of the weekend, and that's
Okay.
your official practice, qualifying, and 2 races.
Awesome. We're gonna work with that for sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna burn through some tires. We're gonna
for
have fun.
sure. I'm really excited to show you my journey this summer. I think it's going to be fun and interesting, a little bit different from what you guys are used to. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.